Hey guys, coming at you today with a super stable frosting recipe with no erythritol in it. A keto Italian meringue buttercream. So, let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. My name's Alycia. I'm a pastry chef with a sweet tooth, and now I own a keto gluten-free bakery, and I'm here to show you all the tips and tricks I've learned over the last 6 years of developing keto recipes so that you guys can have the confidence to make your own keto creations. So if you enjoy my recipes and videos, please hit the subscribe button down there, give the video a thumbs up, leave me comments, share with all your friends and family. It all helps me bring you new videos every week. Today, a recipe I'm really excited I figured out and I'm excited to bring to you guys. I'm gonna make a big batch of Italian meringue buttercream today. I'm gonna make it vanilla, but I'm gonna turn half it into chocolate and half into caramel. This is a super easy recipe. There's just a few trip ups you could come across that looks like, you know, it's not gonna work at all, but you just have to trust it and it will come back together into a nice silky smooth frosting. And this frosting stays out on your counter 2 days, no weeping. Like if you make American buttercream with powdered allulose, it will weep on you and draw out moisture. Cooking the allulose and adding it to the egg whites helps make a super stable frosting, especially in the heat of summer. This cake will be super stable. It's a popular one for wedding cake makers because it's super sturdy and your cake layers won't slide around on you when it's been left out all day. So I'm excited to bring you this recipe. Let's get started on it. Okay, it's very simple ingredients. It's just egg whites, which I already have. I believe that's 4. I'm gonna weigh it out though, because I've separated a ton of egg whites in the last, couple of weeks. So you need 4 egg whites for this batch, which should be 120 grams. I have 2 cups of powdered allulose here. This one's a little bit more powdered, so it measures a little bit differently. Normally, if it's a granular allulose, 2 cups, 320 grams. I just weighed it out at 320. And then I have 4 sticks or 1 pound of, I use salted butter. You can use unsalted and add salt as you would like it. But this was just pulled out of the refrigerator, but it's really hot in here. So I wanted to have it refrigerator cold to start out with, because as we're going here, it's probably gonna soften enough for the buttercream. And then whatever flavoring you wanna use. We're gonna do some homemade keto vanilla bean paste. Very simple ingredients. I'm gonna start by giving my mixing bowl a little spray with vinegar, just because I've been making, lots of buttercreams and there might be some butter residue. You wanna be able to whip to stiff peaks, so you need a very clean bowl. So I have vinegar in a spray bottle. I just did a little spray in there, wiping it out. This is an acid that helps get rid of any fat residue. I'm gonna weigh out my egg whites. If it's close, I'm just gonna do it all. I'm pretty sure this is 4. 2, 3, or maybe it was 5. Good thing I weighed it. To that, we're adding 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. I always forget the little things. You probably don't need this. It's just an insurance policy to whip up your egg whites real good. Oop, that was only 1/8. You can also just add like a squeeze of lemon juice or a little bit of vinegar. I'm gonna put a 1/4 cup of water in here just to get it moistened and help with the melting process. Nice thing is we don't have to worry about allulose crystallizing, so we don't have to babysit this really. So a normal Italian meringue buttercream gets cooked to like 248. We got to cook ours to 300 degrees. I'm gonna turn that on medium. And the hardest thing about this is it's kind of a dance between these. You want this at soft peaks when your sugar is ready. So you can start it and stop it as you need while your sugar, sweetener, allulose is going. And just, you gotta try to time it right for it to be able to be on high speed when you stream in the hot sugar syrup. And you want it at soft peaks already, then up to high, add in your syrup. So I'm just gonna get that going initially, just to have it kind of get in there, but we got some time for this to come up to 300. Having the furnace down here makes many problems. I'm trying to block the flame. I have it up real high because the vent is closed, but I still get draft, so it takes forever for things to cook when it's summertime and the AC is constantly cooking on. But it's at just foamy right now. I have 4 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips. We're gonna melt those in a little bit to add to half of this Italian meringue buttercream. And then I made my caramel sauce. I left out a 1/4 cup of the heavy cream. So instead of 3/4 of a cup, I did a 1/2 cup of cream just to make it a little bit thicker of a caramel sauce. We're gonna add 4 ounces of this into the other half of the Italian meringue buttercream. Finally, we're cooking. Then the only other thing you need for this recipe is, if you want to use it, is some stevia. Allulose isn't as sweet as regular sugar, so I always add a little bit of stevia, and that helps in the aspect of everybody's palate on keto is different. Even not on keto, everybody's palate. Some people love dark chocolate, some people love milk, like me. So that makes it customizable to what you like. Plus, then you're adding, you know, different flavorings in, so it might be sweet enough for you with the added additions. And still, if it isn't, you can add a little bit of liquid stevia. Make sure you use a pretty big pot because this is a lot of allulose, and you want a thin layer of allulose down at the bottom of the pot. I'll link up there my allulose video, all the things I've learned. If you really want to use tagatose, I explain the difference between allulose and tagatose in a new video also. Okay, we're at about 265, so I'm going to get this to soft peaks. We're at about 285, and we are now at soft peaks, so we're good to go there. Once this is ready at 300, you're going to stream it right down the side of the bowl, being very careful not to hit the whip at all with the syrup. Otherwise, it'll shoot hot syrup all around your bowl and it won't get into the egg whites. And once all the syrup is in, you're going to keep it at high speed until it's super thick, glossy peaks. And unfortunately, we have a lot of time to wait because we're cooking our sugar syrup a little bit hotter than regular sugar, and we can't add the butter until it is cooled down a little bit. So we are at 300, up all the way. Okay, see, at this point, you're at super stiff, glossy peaks. But we are still really hot, so we cannot add butter into here until this cools down a little bit. So I'm just gonna keep it on medium speed until it cools down a little bit.
One eternity later.
Okay, it's not cooling down. Obviously, it's not very cool in here right now. We are gonna be switching to the paddle attachment now. We don't want a ton of air. Basically, you're using the paddle to beat the air out of the meringue. You just put this in the refrigerator for like 5 minutes, and it should cool it down enough to add butter. We're at like 105, although I don't have much room in here. So, be back in 5. Okay, it's been 5 minutes. I'm melting my chocolate slowly here. Obviously, if you don't want any sugar alcohols, use Chalk Zero chips. This is a very forgiving recipe, so you can use just about anything. Or you can just use baker's chocolate and add your own stevia. Surface temp is only 72. You want the chocolate melted and cooled, so it's all melted. And we're still at like 80 something. We're gonna do it. Probably gonna get soupy. You add 1 tablespoon in at a time. And you wait for it to be gone and you don't see it anymore to add another one. You might microwave this a tiny bit. So 15 seconds on 50% power. It is liquidy, but it's okay. It'll all come together. There's some meringue that's not incorporated, so get that in there. Just about getting the temperatures together. Now it's no longer liquidy, but it's getting cottage cheese looking, which is the other way it can go. It'll smooth out though. Give it one more scrape, just some meringue on the paddle that you can get in there. Just keep beating. We have successfully integrated all the butter. Now we just gotta let it beat until it's super creamy, fluffy, glossy. Then we're gonna add our flavorings. Looks just about there. Super smooth and silky buttercream. Salty and sweet. So I'm gonna make this vanilla. Add 2 teaspoons of the vanilla bean paste. Super thick and full of vanilla beans. I was dumb and put it on the paddle. Get in there. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of stevia. There you go. Super smooth and creamy. It's super stable. Like, it was out on my countertop and it's been 78 degrees in here every day. Handled it no problem. I'm gonna pipe some of this onto a plate and then we're gonna make chocolate and caramel. Put a little bit in here. It's nice. I'm also gonna frost a little cake with caramel and chocolate. Okay, put half of this into here. Should be about 411 grams. Yeah, and I piped a little bit out. I don't think it has to be real precise. Okay, caramel in. Oh, and this can also be frozen and thawed in the refrigerator overnight. You want to take it out of the refrigerator a couple hours before you want to use it to come to room temperature. Delicious caramel. I add a little bit of caramel extract, bump up that caramel flavor. So I have a whole freezer full of all my tests of buttercream. It'll work out good for when I have to do a vendor show. And this will definitely be better, more stable out in hot weather. Ooh. Delicious Italian meringue buttercream. Okay, now the chocolate. This chocolate into here. And the chocolate will make it even more stable. Obviously, taste for sweetness. Silky smooth, sweet and delicious. My arm's getting tired. It's video number 5. Barely used my mixer today. Obviously, it is still butter, so if it's super hot in your kitchen, definitely probably want to frost things when it's cooler. You can always pop it in the fridge for a couple of seconds to re-solidify it and then give it another beat. I just made a tiny little cake. I don't need a big cake. Frost, put a little bit of this in there. Super creamy buttercream. Normally I would do a crumb coat first. Cover super easy. Set that up and do some piping. It'll look perfect. But this frosting is delicious and versatile. Not super sweet, really creamy, light and airy. Super good. And bonus, no erythritol cooling effect. So if you can't stand the cooling effect, now you can make an Italian meringue buttercream and it'll be amazing. Oh, the caramel is so delicious. It is just a great frosting. And you can flavor it however you want. I haven't made this since pastry school. It was so long ago. And I'm glad I ventured back into it and figured it out because it is delicious. I hope you guys enjoy this recipe and try it out for yourself. I will leave linked down below some of my cake recipes. What is your plan to flavor this keto Italian meringue buttercream, and what cake are you gonna pair it with? Let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to check out my Amazon shop page. The link will be down in the description box below, along with the blog link to the full recipe. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, and as always I'll be back with many more keto, low-carb, healthy meals, desserts, and snack recipes. Bye guys, happy keto baking!